So in this class, what we're going to do is we're going to model this file rather as a standard console application which contains a main method call. So I'll explain more after I write a few lines out. So the very first line we're going to write out here is called class, and we're going to call this program because that's the name of this file that we're working with. And we're going to use these squiggly braces, if you will, which is a left curly brace and a right curly brace to open up a code block. And in this code block, we're going to specify a set of instructions to give to our local machines to output data or to carry out a certain behavior, if you will. So within this class, the very first thing we're going to put in here is a main method. So let me just type this out here. So the first thing we'll type out is called static void main. And I'll explain what this is in a second. So the very first thing here is we have this static keyword. And what that means is static means that whatever we have static on, whatever like method or class that static is on, this will be loaded into memory once. That means that this particular function will not be reloaded into memory on every single instance creation or instantiation. What would happen is it will be loaded once into memory and we can utilize it over and over again. And one key concept here is we're going to be calling various methods or functions within this main method to carry out different behavior. One thing I'll point out is that whenever we have functions that are contained within the same file, this being the program.cs file, we'll also have to mark those other functions as static in order for this to work. If we're calling other classes, we can mark those as non-static, which I'll show you later on, but just keep in mind that any function or method that we define here would have to be marked as static for it to work. The void keyword just simply means that this function, whatever we write within these braces, it will not return any value. So basically the program or the computer is not expecting to see any value being returned from this method. And lastly here we have the main. So basically this is the name of our method. It's called main. In C#, it's normal convention to capitalize the very first letter of your method. But in this case, we want to mark this as main because actually our computers in the .NET framework recognizes this method as the starting method of the application. So it must be named this to make things a lot simpler.